What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. Now it's been quite a while since I've done a video in front of the monster fish mega tank, but we're making a little change to the aquarium, as you probably would have seen from today's title and thumbnail. Now HYGGER have sent me their new heater. This is the 800 watt dual quartz heater, and I'm going to be fitting this and doing a little bit of an unboxing and review on this heater. Now I have used their older model on my tank. They did send me one, I think at the beginning of last year, so I've probably had that nearly a year now, and had that running on this tank with no issues whatsoever. Had just a single 800 watt heater with their controller. Now this is the newer version, slightly different controller, which you'll be able to see on the box there. Now I believe it's got some new features as well, so we're going to do an unboxing, fit it onto the aquarium and check it out. Now I haven't opened the heater yet, but this, I believe you can get them from Amazon. I will put a little link down below to this exact heater and where you can buy it from. Now this isn't a paid promotion. I'm going to say exactly what I think of this heater on the video. They have sent me the heater, but I don't get any commission or anything like that. Now first off, you get the instruction manual, which I'm sure most of you probably don't read. And inside we've got the double quartz heater. Now this is the HG043 model. So I'm going to remove that from the package. You've also got your LCD controller or LED controller there. Now the temp range for this heater is from 15 to 34 degrees. So you can actually run this heater on sort of like a temperate water tank if you haven't got a full tropical system, and obviously it goes up to 34 degrees, which is, you're not going to need any hotter than that. Also got a few little suction cups in there for the heater to attach to your glass. You've also got that LED controller mounting bracket. Now I've already got one of these on the tank for my current HYGGER heater, but we're going to be taking that off, and I believe I did a video on that probably maybe 10 months ago, 12 months ago, so I'm sure some of you probably have seen that, and feel free to check it out. But that is it. There's also this little hook, not sure what that's for, but I'm sure it says in the instructions. So that's the box out the way. This is the heater coming in this little sort of plastic packaging. So let's remove that. Now it does say this is a double quartz heater. Now a normal quartz heater would be a standard glass heater with your built-in thermostat, and this should be slightly different. So we've got this big plastic protection guard on the outside of the heater, which you can see there, and it's a double quartz heater, which will mean that I believe the two quartz heating elements will be probably 400 watts each to combine, creating this 800 watt heater. Now we've also got a slightly different controller from the older model, and I believe this controller has some newer features which we will check out. But I'm going to get this installed on the tank now, nice and easy to get set up. Essentially just have your controller mounted on the outside, heater goes in the water, plug goes in the socket. So let's get to that now. Now for installation, I'm simply removing that filter fleece and my mechanical filtration media, and then placing the heater into the void between my return pump and biomedia, ensuring there's sufficient flow going past the heater to avoid it potentially overheating. Now, as you can see, I have got the new controller in the old position where the old heater was, and I'm just going to plug it in now. I'll try and move the camera a little bit closer. I have literally just turned it on, as you saw, and this is the LCD controller now, or the LED controller. Now, it looks like it is coming up properly on the camera. It's not flashing or being fuzzy at all. So I haven't read the instructions. I'm just trying to show how simple it is or isn't to set up and try and work it out myself. So it's saying the current temperature of the aquarium is 25.8 degrees, which is what my old heater had it heating to. So it actually had it set between 25.5 25 or 26 degrees. So obviously the old HYGGER heater that I removed previously was doing a good job. Now looking at it, it also has the current power. So this is the amount of watts that this heater is actually consuming. Now it does say it's an 800 watt heater, but it does say on the screen it's using nearly 1,000 watts or nearly 1 kilowatt in power. So that's a little bit interesting. But generally heaters are pretty much 100% efficient, because if any electricity is lost, it's lost as heat, and generally a lot of items like pumps and air pumps aren't 100% efficient because they're using their power to pump the water, but you're also losing a bit of that efficiency as heat. But a heater obviously is just heating up that water. But I can see we've got the current temperature is starting to rise. Now the heater is down there, you would have seen me install that, and it is quite close to my pump, so as the water travels past it, it's going to draw that into the pump and pump it back into the tank. Now looking at, we've got the set temp currently at 34 degrees, so I'm assuming I'm going to press this button to adjust that. And I really like this feature with the red LED going around the LED screen, showing that it's actually currently heating that water up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the set button. So that's flashing in the bottom corner. So if I adjust that until I get my desired temp of 26 degrees and I leave that, I'm going to see if that will sort of kick in. And you can see the current power has now gone to 0 watts, so the heater's not actually running. We've also got a low, I think that might be a low water temperature or a low water level on the heater as well. So you can see that the surrounding water temperature, obviously that heater's just been on, it's heated that surrounding water up to, well, 27 degrees. So there's no heat going, no power going to the heat bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it probably for a couple of hours, come back, check on it, see what it's like, and then I'll probably give the heater a couple of weeks to see what I think of it, see how it works, and we will continue the video there. And we are back. The heater has been doing a good job at keeping the tank at temperature. I thought I'd just go over a few things that I've noticed. So first of all, the heater has kept the tank at a nice stable temperature. Now, one thing that I maybe don't like about it is you can only heat in 1 degree increments. That means that the heater is gonna turn on when that water temperature is 25 degrees that I've got it set at. It's gonna go up to 26 and then it's gonna turn off. The water's going to cool down and then it's going to kick back in. Now, because I previously had the other HYGGER heater on here and the water temperature was about 26 degrees when I took that off, the new heater hasn't really kicked in just yet. But so far, I have seen it kick in a few times, goes up to near that 1,000 watt range, even though it does say it is an 800 watt heater, but I'm not complaining because I'm getting a bit more power out of it than what it is advertised at. But overall, I'm seeing good results so far and the water temperature is nice and stable. Now, it's also good to see that the temperature that corresponds with the LED screen corroborates with my laser temperature gun, so that's also good to see, and it's nice and accurate as well, getting the same readings there. But that's it for the quick 24-hour update, and I'm going to catch you in probably a week, maybe a little bit longer than a week, to see how I'm getting on with it. And we are back. So it's been about a week and a half since I've had the HYGGER heater running on the Monsterfish Mega Tank, and so far my first impressions are it's good. It does what it says on the tin. Now obviously it's a heater, how far can we really go into depth on it? But so far I'm happy with the heater. The tank's stayed at a real nice constant temperature. It's only varied sort of between 1 degree maximum. It's been dropping down one degree, creeping back up, but the heater's been doing a good job at keeping it quite level. Now, I don't know if this is just my situation, but I found that if I have got the heater set at 26 degrees, and I found that the tank's dropped a little bit lower than that set point. Now, because the heater kicks in when it drops to 25 degrees, heats back up, then the water cools, etc., and it keeps repeating this process. Potentially because I've got this heater within my filter box, the tank is actually dropping a little bit below that. Now, the tank is a very stable temperature and the heater is doing a good job at keeping it stable, but I found that this tank is currently dropped over that week and a half to 24.5 degrees, 24.6, 24.7, and that is where it's sitting, and it's constantly sitting at that temperature. Now, very easy for me to combat this. All I'm gonna do is turn the heat up to 27 degrees, and then it's probably gonna bump that temperature up a little bit. Now, I'm finding that even though this is 1,620 litre aquarium, the heater's still not kicking in that much at all, which is really, really good. So it's not on all the time, and it's not over sort of powering and stressing itself and putting too much power too often into the tank. It's literally just heating up every now and again. But what I am going to do is I'm going to set it a little bit higher. Now, as I said, I don't know if it's just because I've got it in the confines of a filter, and as it does say on the instructions, this heater you are supposed to put in the actual tank itself and have plenty of flow going around it, so potentially that would mitigate this problem. But I have found in my specific situation that having it in the filter, having it set at 26 degrees, I'm finding the tank's generally sitting around that 24.5 to 24.7 degree set range. And as I said, to mitigate that, I'm just going to increase that temperature to 27 degrees on the heating controller and have the tank probably about 1 degree warmer than it is, so the fish will be happier. But I'm going to give the fish some food now because they have been waiting for their feed and it is getting towards the end of the day. So I'm going to give them some food now, but you can see on the video they're all really, really happy. They're all getting along really well, and I'm really happy with the tanks going. Now, there are going to be a few changes coming to the tank very soon, and probably in the upcoming next few videos. We're going to have a little bit of a change around. The bulk of the fish are staying, but there's a few little changes coming, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But overall, really, really happy with the HYGGER heater. It's done a good job, this new product that they've got. As I said, if you do want to purchase one, the link is down below. I do not get any commission, I do not have any affiliation with it, etc. And it makes no difference to me if you buy it through my link or if you just go and purchase it on Amazon, etc. But so far so good. I would say for the money, I believe this is sub £60 heater. So the comparable would be having a separate heater controller and a separate heater. And that is my full unboxing and review on the HYGGER double quartz 800 watt heater. Now, if you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comment section. If there's anything you want me to cover on the videos going forward, you could also use that comment section to express your opinions. We've got lots more shop tours and tank tours coming, so make sure to stay tuned for them. Thought it was nice to do a little feature on the tank as it's been quite a while. But thank you all for watching. Remember to keep the water changes up and happy fish keeping.